Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be covering every single Minecraft Java and Bedrock exclusive features. So how this is going to work, the first half of the video is going to be Java, and then we'll jump over to the Bedrock and showcase Bedrock exclusive features. Now I'm getting these off of the exclusive features wiki, so some of them could be outdated. I'll try and remember what ones have been added and remove them. Also, some of them you might not class as exclusive features. They might even be as little as the first one for Java Edition. You can actually put paintings on cobwebs. Now, I never knew this. This actually makes for secret entrances a lot easier. Although they're not really that secret anymore because everyone knows if there's a painting, it's most likely because there's a door behind it. But I never knew you can actually put cobwebs or paintings on cobwebs in Java. Also, jumping in them vibrates the player. As you can see, I'm bobbing like up and down very slightly. That is also apparently a Java exclusive. That doesn't really mean anything. A few chest parity features is on Java Edition, the actual chests can be locked. Yeah, you can actually lock chests with this command right here. This obviously, these three coordinates have to be the coordinates of the actual chest. So in this case, that is the coordinates. And as you can see, this is now locked. And the only way I can open it is if I have an item in my inventory called player's key. And also Java allows the ability to shift click multiple stacks into an inventory by holding your shift button and double clicking. Features with dispensers is they allow for quasi connectivity, which is obviously a parity change within itself, but dispensers allow for that. A few parity farmland things is if the mob is actually smaller than 0.512 of a block, so basically anything that's about half a block tall, it can't destroy farmland, which I never actually knew. So that means things like rabbits, bats, wolves, and anything like that. It can't actually destroy farmland. A few actual things with pistons is if you actually have yourself some redstone on the floor behind them or next to them, in Bedrock, the actual redstone will connect to the piston. In Java, as you can see, it doesn't, so you have to actually directly power them, or just have the redstone on top of blocks, so then the block gets powered. Also, once again, pistons support quasi-connectivity, which obviously means that you can actually, power them by having something in diagonal. So if I was to place a block there and then break it, as you can see, that is powered thanks to quasi-connectivity. And then the biggest parity change with pistons is they can't actually move tile entities. Tile entities is something that has like data in it, so chests, dispensers, brewing stands, a lot of workstations for villagers. It can't move them at all. It can't push them, and also it can't pull them, which is one of the biggest things that Java players want. I'm actually learning quite a few things from this video. Wall blocks, they could be used as a furnace inside of Java Edition, smelting 0.5 blocks per actual wall. So basically every 2 wall, it will smelt 1 block. So you can actually use wool. I never knew that. It's obviously not a very good fuel source. Also in Java, you can actually use bows as furnace fuel. As you can see, it does actually smelt it. It smelts 1.5, so 1.5. Also in Java, wooden buttons and carpets can also be used as furnace fuel. As you can see, carpet smelts, I think it's 0.5 blocks. So once again, every 2 carpets smelts 1. And buttons smelt 0.3 blocks. When you actually kill any type of fish, this could be cod, salmon, tropical, or what is the other one? Pufferfish, I think. They have a chance to drop bone meal on Java. This, on Bedrock, I think they just drop 1 bone. On Java, it's a very low percent chance. I think it's like 0.5% or something like that, or it's 5% for them to actually drop 1 piece of bone meal. As you can see right there, one of them have just died and dropped a bone meal. So yeah, it's a very low chance, but it's still a possibility. It's definitely not a good source of bone meal. On Java Edition, there is actually a item that you can only get from giving it, or you can also get it from the new operators tab. It's called the debug stick, and basically what this does is it lets you change block states of items. So as you can see, this one I can change the way it's facing by right clicking. And if I left click, as you can see, it's switching through the actual block states. I can now make it so it's not lit. Although, as you can see, it is still smelting. So it's a way basically to manipulate blocks without having to set the block yourself with commands. and it basically works with any block that has a state. As you can see, I can rotate the log. Another one is you can actually dye armor or leather armor on Java with dyes in a crafting table. I don't actually know, I think on Bedrock to dye leather armor you have to put it in a cauldron with a coloured water. But yeah, on Java you can do it within the crafting table, and you can keep mixing and matching until you have the colour you want. Ladders can actually also be used as a furnace fuel, so there is actually a lot of items that can be used as furnace fuel on Java but not on Bedrock. Another thing is maps. There are actually two different types of maps on Bedrock. You've got the empty map, which we have on Java, and you have the empty locator map. The locator map is a map that lets you locate other players. The empty map is just a plain map with no player indicators. The actual empty map I think is just crafted with paper, and then the locator map is crafted with a compass. On Java, we only have the one map, and by default it has players on it. In Java, when you actually have a creeper head on, the creepers will see you at a shorter distance, or you have to be closer to them for them to detect you are an actual player, due to, obviously, they think you are one of them from further away. Elder Guardians, when you kill them with a sword that has fire aspect, they have a chance to drop cooked fish instead of normal fish. Endermen, if you actually throw potions at them of the negative effect, they will actually teleport away before the potion hits them. But you can actually throw some potions at them, and as you can see, they will not teleport away. One of them is healing. I also noticed that you can actually throw poison at them, and they will not teleport away from poison. And as you can see, he now has poison. So there are some potion effects that they will teleport away from, but there are also some that you can actually hit Enderman with. We also have a few extra mobs within Java. One of them is the Giant. This is just a huge zombie that has no AI. It can't spawn naturally anywhere. You can only get it from summoning it. There is also no spawn egg for the Giant. We then also have the Killer Bunny, which is a bunny that is aggressive. Once again, that bunny can only be gotten from commands. It can't be found anywhere naturally. And we also have the Illusioner, which is an illager that once again can only be gotten through commands, that has some special attacks that we've never seen before in Minecraft, like the actual ability to duplicate itself, but by a fake duplication. So if I quickly just damage it a few times, you will see that it will actually go kind of invisible, but not invisible. Yeah, as you can see, all of them are fake clones. You can only actually damage a invisible one that is in the middle. And it also has the effect to, or the ability to turn players blind. In Java, ocelots do not scare phantoms, and also phantoms will not stay away from them. The same with creepers is the case with skeletons. If you are wearing a skeleton head, then they will see you at a closer distance. If skeletons have a tipped arrow in their offhand, they will then shoot that arrow with their bow. Java Edition squids can actually drown in lava. Obviously they die, but if they have fire resistance and go into lava, they will eventually drown within the lava. Wandering traders that are spawned with spawn eggs don't spawn with their llamas, although natural ones do. As you can see, there is no llamas with it. The same thing once again is with zombies. If you are wearing a zombie head, the range at which they see you, you have to be a lot closer. Also, zombies will pick up any item that they actually walk over, obviously with the percentage chance that they can pick up items. And also on Halloween, zombies and skeletons have the chance to have pumpkins on their head. We have a few extra arrow types inside of Java. First one is the Spectre Arrow. This is an arrow that gives mobs the glowing effect. The glowing effect is also exclusive to Java Edition. And also we have the Potion of Luck. Now this is a creative only effect. You can't get it in survival mode. But basically, as you can see, it gives you luck when looting chests, and I also think when fishing. We also have the Furnace Minecart inside of Java. This is a minecart that you can feed fuel, and it'll basically act like a train, pulling up to, I think, 4 minecarts along if they are connected, or pushing them if it obviously can. Let's put one, and as you can see, if I now was to grab some actual coal right here, and then click it, let's also put one there. If I was to click it, as you can see, the minecart gets pulled with it, and it pushes the one in front of it. Also, inside of Java, boats do not need a shovel for their crafting recipe. In Bedrock, you actually require a wooden shovel there. Inside of Badlands, you can actually have the red sandstone generate. Also, wolves can generate in forests and wooded forests. Black rabbits can spawn in giant tree taigas and giant tree taiga hills. And also, there are more trees in jungle biomes on Java. We also have two different world types, or three. We have Amplified, which makes terrain go all the way up to, I think, the max build height. We also have Debug World, which basically is a world with every type of block and its block state. And we also have Buffet World, which is a world basically made up of a single biome of whatever biome you choose. PvP is a huge parity thing between Java and Bedrock. Inside of Java, you cannot spam your sword. As you can see, spamming does little damage. It's actually more efficient to wait until that bar below your crosshair has filled all the way up. In Java, there is the actual ability to put banners onto maps by clicking your map onto a banner. And as you can see, we now have a grey marker on the side of this banner. And if the banner is actually named in an anvil, you can then obviously have that name visually show on the map as well. Now that's most of the Java ones. There are a lot more, like there are some visual ones. For example, like inventories are different. I think the creative inventory is different in Bedrock. I'm not going to be covering them because they are visual. I will actually link the patch notes in the description. Or not the patch notes, the wiki where I've actually got all these parity changes from. So if you want to go and read up every single parity change, you then can. But now let's jump to Bedrock Edition and cover some of the Bedrock exclusives. So now let's cover some Bedrock exclusive features. The first one is the ability to actually place blocks in front of you. As you can see, I'm literally just clicking and I'm building. In Java, you have to crouch, go off the edge and build like this. In Bedrock, you can literally just place blocks in front of you. As you can see, another actual Bedrock exclusive, fallen trees. You can actually find wooden or oak and birch fallen trees around the world. Another actual Bedrock exclusive, if you have a fire aspect book or a tool or item with fire aspect on, that fire aspect can be used as a sort of flint and steel. As you can see, I lit the TNT just by right clicking with the book, and you can also light things like candles with it as well. You can't actually set fire on the floor though. When you're actually fishing, if you are fishing inside of a jungle biome in Bedrock, there is 0% chance that you'll fish up pufferfish or tropical fish. A few things about pillagers. The actual pillager patrols work completely differently on Bedrock. They can spawn in different light levels than on Java. And also raids. When you actually have yourself a raid, there will never ever be a raid captain, which is normally the one with the banner on its head. According to the actual feed back website that I'm using, the pillager raid captain is a thing on Bedrock, it's just not used. You can actually get yourself some, what they called, potion or tipped arrows by right clicking potions into a cauldron. That is in itself an exclusive. And then you can also click arrows on to get yourself tipped arrows, which is really cool. You can also put water inside of cauldrons and dye that water with dyes. If you have yourself an eroded Badlands biome, you can actually find passive mobs within that biome. Coral reef biomes can actually spawn with already dead coral in them, which is actually quite interesting. So you can find dead coral structures as well as alive coral structures. A lot of actual blocks inside of Bedrock Edition can be broken with the fist and they will still actually drop as an item. A few of these are the brewing stand, the cauldron, blast furnace, and the smoker. And also hoppers. They can all be broken with your fist and they will still drop as an item, but obviously it does take a while. Items that emit a light source, so things like beacons, they appear brighter in the actual creative inventory. So if we quickly just find something, yeah, as you can see, frog lights. The main one that I am aware of is the beacon. Yeah, as you can see, it's a lot brighter than it is in Java. A few blocks like clay, dirt, coarse dirt, and crying obsidian have rotations randomly to them. As you can see, now and again, the actual rotations will be changed. So if I just place a few down, you can see there's just a little bit of oddness with the actual patterns. As you can see by looking at these two, that little white speck is in that top corner, where it's in this top corner on this one instead of that top corner. So there is a bit of variation to the actual blocks, not much. Some vegetation blocks like poppies can actually be snow logged in Bedrock Edition, which basically what that means is if you have a snow layer or a flower and you click a snow layer onto that flower, it will then start building up the snow layers until obviously a full block where, as you can see, the actual flower is still there, it's just completely hidden. The actual barrel crafting recipe is different in Bedrock. It requires sticks rather than slabs, and that is how you actually craft the barrel, so it's actually a lot cheaper. There are also 2 blocks called the allow and deny. These can only be gotten from commands, and I'm pretty sure they basically allow players to build and don't allow players to build. That's at least what I think. A thing that's in Bedrock that I didn't actually know, you can re-dye beds. So if you have yourself a grey bed and then you want to change it to green, you can throw any bed in with any dye and it will obviously re-change that bed colour. Buttons can actually be placed on top of fence, which adds a bit more detail to them. So that's actually something you can do, which actually looks really cool. I didn't know that was a thing, and that is a really cool addition. And also bells that can be rang with any projectile, even actually throwing items as long as they actually hit the bell. And just to prove I'm not actually clicking it, let's look at it from an angle and see if I can throw them into it. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not clicking it, it is actually being set off by the items. Cakes inside of Bedrock Edition can stack up to 64. In Java, they only stack to 1, so you can actually carry a stack in 1 slot, which is really useful if you like cakes. Cobwebs can actually be turned into 9 string if you put them into a crafting grid, which is actually really good. That is a easy way to get string if you obviously have mine shafts. When you have a book and grill opened, it renders 2 pages at once, where on Java it only renders the 1. So this, you can actually type 2 pages before actually turning the page, which is a lot better. Back to fishing rods. Fishing rods have 300 durability in Bedrock, I think 384. Whereas on Java they only have 64, so fishing rods are a lot better in Bedrock and they should last a lot longer. The lodestone compass isn't actually the same item as a normal compass. As you can see, I have myself a lodestone compass right here, and this is a totally whole new item. Boats can also be leashed in Bedrock as they are an entity, and you can actually leash a load of boats together, so you can actually fill all these boats up. And even if they have entities inside of them, they can actually still be pulled. Dolphins, squids, and glow squids all have a baby form in Bedrock Edition. So you can actually find, rarely, I think, a baby dolphin, a baby glow squid, and a baby squid. I don't know if they can be spawned from spawn eggs. Yeah, as you can see, there we go. There's a baby dolphin. And I'm pretty sure there is also, yep, as you can see, baby squid. And then there is also baby glow squids that can also spawn, as you can see right there. Now, obviously, they can't be bred. The babies can only be found naturally or through spawn eggs. Vindicators and evokers can be spawned in peaceful difficulty, but they will not attack the player in any way. They'll be completely passive. So if you want passive evokers and vindicators, you can literally just play on peaceful mode and these will never attack you. But anyway, that is where I'm going to end this video. Once again, I have not covered all Bedrock ones because the Bedrock list is like, I would say, double if not triple the amount that the Java list is. So if you want to read all of the actual parity changes, they will be both linked in the description, so you can go and check them all out. It lists literally everything from even add-ons being exclusive to Bedrock. It literally has every single Bedrock exclusive. There are some that it hasn't updated for, like spectator mode is still on there, although it has actually been released for Bedrock. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.